Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 576 of Geeks in Space. I am still Rob Commander Taco Malda, and joining me in pretend low Earth orbit, I have two of the greatest geeks you're ever going to meet. I got Chris DeBona.
Hello.
Rob Roseboom.
Good morning.
Everybody's healthy and happy, and you watched the sports ball?
I didn't. Did you like it? What was it like?
It depends on if you like the story of Tom Brady or not.
Right.
It's kind of like, the perfect sort of revenge story for everyone who's ever been fired and want to tell their boss to go screw themselves, kind of, because he lost his job as quarterback of the Patriots. He was supposed to be washed up. He goes to an organization that hasn't won in forever and isn't expected to, comes back and wins the Super Bowl. They were underdogs and wins it in dominating fashion. So.
Did he play for the Patriots?
Yes.
Okay, then I hate him.
Oh, are you not a Pats fan?
I don't like their cheating thing.
Oh, thing?
There's for sure. Well, not even that.
Was that Tom Brady cheating? See, this is the thing. I don't follow.
It was Bill Belichick, the coach.
Oh.
So they were also stealing signals and filming them illegally throughout the year. That's the bigger one.
Yeah.
What do you mean filming them illegally? I mean, come on. If someone's doing this somewhere, I mean,
like sending people onto the other side and breaking laws about filming coaches during preseason.
I don't know. I think that's just intelligence gathering.
I'm with you. So that's why I'm kind of neutral.
The thing where they manipulated like the football size, that's funny. Was that so you could get a better grip on it?
No, it's been proven to absolutely do nothing. Even if they did what they supposedly did, it doesn't work the way.
That was the only thing that sort of filtered out of the football hole into brains of non-football members.
The other interesting story coming out of the Super Bowl was one of his best receivers, is tight end Gronkowski. I'm sure you've heard of Gronk.
Oh yeah.
He retired 2 years ago, and when Brady made it to the playoffs, Gronk stayed in good enough health that he could pass the physical, get picked up on the waiver. So he came out of retirement to play in the Super Bowl and caught 2 touchdown passes.
That's kind of a great story.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Talk about greatest of all time kind of stuff.
That's really cool.
I mean, the game itself was boring. Like the second half, I turned off after about 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, it was.
Well, because they were best giving the Chiefs such a drubbing.
Yeah.
The one sports thing, the cheated sports thing, was the baseball team. Who was it? Was it Texas? They had the cameras and they were banging the dugout in order to signal what the pitch was going to be. That made me mad. That's cheating. I don't like cheating. All right.
I don't know. I don't see that as cheating. I mean, especially in baseball where everyone's got like a syringe in their arm. It's like, come on. If you want to find cheating, there's like huge asterisk next to baseball.
For sure.
Juiced up.
For sure. But I mean, I still get angry about it. Because,
Well, you're a big fan of the Tigers?
Yeah, the Tigers.
The Tiger Kings.
Yeah, the Tiger Kings. With their first baseman, Carol Baskin.
I understand that she murders people with her skills.
Yeah. So there were a couple of ads, but the one that I think I was most excited, they had an updated commercial for Winter Soldier, and then they released right after the Bowl, they released like a 2-minute trailer for Winter Soldier and kind of told us what it's going to be. And now I'm much more into it than I was. I was afraid that they were going to bog it down, but it looks more like it's a buddy cop sort of situation.
Yeah, it's absolutely they've gotten the buddy cop vibe where the two cops really don't like each other but have begrudging respect, So it's Tango and Cash,
right? But
with a bionic arm and wings.
I'm in. I did just watch Anthony Mackie in another movie.
Days of Future Past?
No, let's save that for the end of the discussion.
No, he was in it,
Yeah, but let's not go there first. Quite a second, because I had a dude on Twitter call me out for he didn't want to be spoiled, so now I'm all paranoid. No, I just saw him in a movie. It's on Netflix now. It's called Outside the Wire. And it's an okay movie, but that's what he's doing right now. He's he's a robot. It's kind of similar. Pacific Rim has an anime coming out. I really liked the first movie. I really didn't care about the second movie. I would watch an anime, at least one episode.
Of which one? Pacific Rim?
Pacific Rim.
No, I have to tell you, I watched it, and I'm not a huge anime person or manga person, but this was fun. It was fun trailer. It looks like, we're gonna save our parents, but it's like, it's fun.
So they had the Lockpick story is the creepiest thing that I've seen in a while. It's they are recording the audio of keys going into locks, and they can print keys based on that.
Wow.
Now that's some next level machine learning.
That is next level. That's remarkable.
I was actually talking to Kathleen yesterday because we were watching The Watch, and they have a major full CG character in it, and the costs associated with that. But the Corridor Crew guys were showing how you can just basically take machine learning things now to just erase people and cut out perfect mats of people from in footage in seconds. So now, like, CG characters are trivial thanks to this machine learning and this sort of stuff. And oh my god, it's is it Terry Pratchett who says everything created after you're 40 is a sin,
magic or whatever?
Yeah. It's like it's normal, it's cool, and then it's a sin or a crime. And I think we're getting pretty close to that for me.
Really? No.
Well, this watch, this key thing is amazing. It's terrifying.
It's not terrifying. It's really interesting.
For sure.
So imagine if you bring, I don't know, 10 grand in hardware to break into someone's house when you can just break a window. So it's like, I'm not that worried about this.
Yeah,
but as a homeowner.
Yeah, but okay, as well as I do that the rate that technology is including, this is a side-loaded app, or this is just something that you can get off of like a Nest Cam or something. Like if you can hack Nest Cam footage, things like that. I mean, it's amazing. I didn't hear the ice sounds. Can you play that?
Amazing. Yeah, I totally can.
We can ASMR it together.
Well. Can you hear it?
No.
Give us that.
Nope.
Oh, wait, I have to share that tab.
Yeah, sure. Whoa! What?
Here, let me start in the beginning. So it starts like, little cracky noises.
Ooh. So does he have like a piezo mic sitting on the ice?
No. I don't think so.
That's cool.
Just normal skates.
But the mic is obviously like really close to the ice, right? You're not hearing that at ear level.
Oh, you probably hear that at ear level.
Yeah.
Wow.
There were a couple times even on Lake Mac where you can hear sort of the laser shot noises, what I called them when I was a kid. This one, the ice is just perfect here. It's really clear. It's really, really thin. And this is a really deep lake, so
it's like 8 inches thick, 8 to 12 inches thick. It looks like,
That's pretty.
Oh no, this is much, much thinner than that.
No, look at the side.
This guy, they put out a warning not to go out on the ice because this guy got so popular. The ice here was at this time of year is really, really thin. He's cracking it just by walking. See?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Chris, I assume, I guess, but I don't actually know that you're a foundation person. Like an Asimov.
You mean my house has a foundation?
No, like Asimov Foundation.
Oh yeah, but it's been years.
Yeah, because the Apple TV show is apparently in production now, and they're putting major money into it.
Did they put a trailer up?
No, but there's just an update that it's actually still going to actually happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'm super interested in it. I don't really know. I mean, I watched like a thing that explained the story once, and I don't understand how you make that because that's clearly like 100 seasons worth of TV.
Yeah.
Is Alan Tudyk going to be in it? That's my question.
He's in everything now, isn't he?
He was in iRobot. That's why I mentioned.
Was he the robot in iRobot?
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
I mean, he's great, you know.
Alan Tudyk, man, he's like for me, he's like one of those signals of quality. Like he's usually in good things, usually.
Yes.
There's a few actors that are like that, you know, that I will watch anything that you're in because you just have a weird, uncanny way of picking them.
Yeah.
Did you one of you guys shared the actually I think Chris you tweeted it the water system hack?
Oh yeah, that's something, isn't it?
That's
the
terrifying.
City of Oldsmar, Florida. Did you put it up on the zone?
Yeah,
I did.
Passed it just a little bit ago.
Sorry,
Rolling
there it
down.
is. Yeah, so they they opened up the right valve or the wrong valve, depending on your perspective, and made the water unable to be drinking. So
I mean, they caught it before anything got to a water supply. But I mean, a hacker did this. Like, you left your system vulnerable, and a hacker did it. And the safety precautions prevented it from killing people. It's not like Flint, you know, where your raw incompetence, makes a bunch of kids have permanent brain damage.
Well, let's be clear. Putting a water plant on the internet is incompetent.
That's true.
Right?
And Flint issue is one of the actual pipes itself and the pH of the water around. You know, it's a much bigger issue than just a plant.
Right. No, that was human cheapness making bad decisions.
That's exactly what it was. It was, we can save a few bucks, but we haven't hired anyone to tell us that the pH of the water is different and will leach the lead out of the old pipes, hence poisoning the entire city.
Sorry.
All the money we saved now.
Sorry, whole generation of children.
Right.
Yeah, that's a scary one. Because you hear stories about how hackers occasionally get into power plants or different systems of infrastructure. You hear the stories about this, but I don't know that I've ever actually heard a story about somebody who actually made a change.
Yeah.
No, it's extremely rare. There was, of course, the Stuxnet thing, but that was targeted nation-state stuff. You know, this might be the second time this has happened in a U.S. installation. So, well, what's funny is there was a guy. It was about a month ago, and he put up a honeypot of the Siemens valves that were used in power plants and water treatment plants. And so he put up a honeypot version of the drivers. So you would see if anyone was scanning for them. And in fact, he did find that people were scanning for the, what's it called? That particular protocol exposed on the internet. So it was like, okay. You know, so I wonder sometimes if that was just like, this guy says, hey, you know, people are looking for this. And then people are like, yeah, we are. And then they found this thing, you know?
Yeah, this thing is scary because, I mean, a lot of people could have gotten hurt with this. If you change this to like the power plant, like this week here in Michigan, we have highs in the single digits.
Yeah.
If someone's took down the electrical grid here, people would literally freeze to death.
Yeah, they would be dead. Like
and think about all the damage to homes as all the pipes froze in every house. You know, it would be a nightmare.
What was it 2 years ago when we had that polar vortex where everything got down to like -50 for a couple of days? Like people, like that's no joke.
That is no joke.
Okay, so Tesla, Elon Musk tweeted that Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin then, unsurprisingly, went up by like another $5,000 or $10,000.
Was that a joke though?
Tesla is officially doing this.
Okay,
they changed their some filing with the SEC that allowed them to invest reserve cash in cryptocurrency. So they did that, and in theory, they now are going to be planning to accept Bitcoin, which, of course, for me, with my one Bitcoin, means I just have to hodl until my one Bitcoin is equal to one Tesla, or maybe one Tesla plus the cost of the electrician to install a charging thing in my house, because I think that would cost about $10,000.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Why would it cost 10 grand? It's like $600 for the charger or something. And
My house is 70 years old, man. Nothing in the with the electrical grid is going to cost me $600.
Yeah. Knowing the history of Calamity Castle,
Yeah.
there's no way a charging station would go smoothly.
In our first week, we had the sump, the water back up, and poop water flooded the basement. We had
that problem.
We've had 2 refrigerators die. Well, no, one of the refrigerators when we bought the house just had the inside, the motor and stuff was just taken out. Those people who moved out stole the inside of the refrigerator.
Don't forget your asbestos tile.
Yep. My basement had asbestos, so we had to have that remediated.
That's how you stay fireproof.
Yeah. Also, I still have like 4 places where my ceiling leaks. But my ceiling only leaks if the rain comes from the wrong direction, which very rarely it does, and it has to be a downpour coming from the wrong direction. And then there's like one ceiling light that leaks now. But for like a month, I had a bucket in the middle of my kitchen every time it sprinkled, and it took us a month to get a roofer in.
Remember that from when I visited. So the thing is, I mean, yeah. You can maintain a home, Rob.
I know, I do.
It sounds like you have problems with your roof. Have you considered fixing your roof?
I got an entire brand new roof last year,
and you still have.
There's 2 spots that I've found, but again, it's only under. So you'd have to look at my roof.
Like under a condenser, like you have a drip line that's clogged or something.
You'd have to see my roof. It's really weirdly shaped, and there's a couple of spots where, like one time where it leaked was just because leaves built up, and we needed to go up on the roof and shovel leaves off. It's a tricky house, Chris. But it's 70 years old. Tricky. It's 70 years old, and it's fallen apart, and I love it. Okay, so
the thing I loved about your house is it had like sort of MIT-esque steam tunnels connecting the 2 parts of it.
Yep. We
had like a normal basement and then another basement with a tunnel connecting the basements.
Right, and the one basement actually has like 12-foot ceilings because they wanted to put a ping pong table underneath it. They built it as a ping pong.
12-foot ceilings for a ping pong table?
Is
that the law?
It depends on how your arc is, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe you gotta like bank the balls off the ceiling.
Ping pong boxing or ping pong basketball?
That sounds right. Okay. The last thing that I have on my list, at least, is WandaVision, which I could talk about now for about 1,000 hours.
Okay, so first of all,
spoilers.
Spoilers. For sure. So I watched it, and then before I let my kid watch it, my wife and I watched it, and then she was like, "Why are you freaking out?" And I'm like, "Because that's Pietro Maximoff." And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "But it's Evans Peters, not the other dude who was in the same movie as Elizabeth Olsen, the Kong movie."
Yep.
No, the Godzilla movie. So it's funny if you think about it. It turns out Evan Peters was also in a movie with
Kick-Ass,
the other Maximov. I think it was actually the Godzilla movie. So it's like they've all been together on screen before.
Sure. And apparently he's a regular on American Horror Story. Rob, you watched that, right?
He is.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm told he's really good in that show.
Yeah, he was Lobster Boy in the Freaks one.
I mean, so all right, Quicksilver, the X-Men Quicksilver, he had the one really great scene in what was it, Days of Future Past, or was it Apocalypse? And then he had a lesser good version of that scene in the second movie. He's had a few good lines. He's not much of a character in those movies. He's a supporting bit player, but fine, whatever, kind of snarky.
Yeah, he's an interesting Rube Goldberg machine in both those movies.
Yeah.
Oh no, I remember what it was. It was Kick-Ass. He was.
That's what I said.
Sorry.
See, part of communicating, Chris, is you listen as well as speak.
No, I'm getting lost on IMDb.
I understand the IMDb rabbit hole. So
and what are the names? What's his last name? Peters, as in Peter Maximoff.
Ooh. So the one thing, Kathleen found actually a screenshot of the they do not the subtitles, but the what's the abbreviation for
color commentary
for blind people, which tells you, and the actual text says Quicksilver from the X-Men movies. That's the actual text on that screen. So the thing that I was saying to Kat is that, to my knowledge, Quicksilver is the only character who has been cast in the MCU and cast in like one of the non-MCU Marvel movies, like from this era. Like, he's the only one. Can we come up with any others?
I'm sure there must have been like some minor
from
ones
what
who overlapped.
Well, J.K. Simmons, maybe.
Yeah, but that was after the acquisition.
Sure, and also because J.K. Simmons exists, or because the Spider-Man movies are also co-productions with Paramount, they already have a different set of rules regarding character usage. But in the Marvel universe, or in the MCU, Wanda was how does she get her powers? She's not a mutant. Is it Terrigen Mist?
No, she's a mutant.
In the comic books, yes, but not in the MCU.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how they gave her, and her powers, quite frankly, changed throughout her character arc in Marvel too. So
they change based on the story. But I don't think there's any other character who's been cast in both or in multiple of these series like this in the book. So he's the perfect.
Maybe we'll get Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Right? Right? No, he's the perfect character to open the multiverse with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, perfect's a strong word. But
I think it's perfect. I think that
because you couldn't have had Deadpool, you couldn't have had a bunch of people, but
I feel like Deadpool's too big to pull that off.
He's way too big. So, you know how the Disney parks have rights to certain characters, and Universal Parks have rights to the others.
Yeah.
When I was at Universal Studios in Florida, the Avengers pulled up on their Avenger motorcycles, and it was like
weird
Wolverine and like Spider-Man, and like this is before Spider-Man had made it into the MCU. And I'm like, this is just amazing. It's like you're watching the legal machinations of a desperate Marvel teetering on bankruptcy in action.
Yeah.
Right. In the 90s or the 80s. Right. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I want to throw out my a few crazy theories for WandaVision.
Do it.
Because I have one that I've been sitting on that I told Kathleen, and she tells me I'm insane, but I love it. Here's my idea. Wanda. I'll lay out what I think is happening in the show. I don't think that it's particularly surprising. I have not read House of M or the Vision comic that these are theoretically based on, so this is based entirely upon my viewings of the show. I think Agnes is a witch, and she is manipulating Wanda in some way and then Wanda took Vision's body and is animating a corpse. And creating this bubble through her powers. In doing so, she ripped a hole through the multiverse. She's emotionally damaged, and there's only one character who she can directly address her rage to, and that would be Thanos. And Thanos is very dead, and for storytelling reasons, you would absolutely not want to bring Thanos back. However, the multiverse is open, and we are now set in a universe of TV shows. So therefore, she could literally pull in Josh Brolin from from Universe 616, and literally talk to Josh Brolin, the actor, and deal with her psychotic break that way. What do you think?
I think that's a step too far. I think that I could picture her killing Thanos across the multiverse over and over and over again to protect the multiverse from him, right? So I would see that as a proper bit of vengeance from someone who can span the multiverse, as she's been proven to be able to do. I think pulling in the actual actor is a step too far for Hollywood. Right?
Have you seen the TV show The OA?
No, I have not.
So I don't necessarily recommend.
CW though?
No, it's Netflix.
It's Netflix.
The OA is actually kind of cool, but in a really weird way. Have you seen it, Rob?
No.
It's a sci-fi-ish show, but it's got like a really it's clear that there's a lot of emotion behind it. It's like almost like if a lot of like the hardest sci-fi is like Spock, this is all heart.
It's got Jason Isaacs in it.
It does. It's got an amazing cast. It's also got the lady from The Office. It's good. But so I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you because I don't think either of you are ever going to watch it. But season 1 takes place in one world. Season 2 takes place in a completely different world where the characters have transported to another world. And the cliffhanger of season 2 is the main character wakes up and she's in a movie set. And everybody is addressing her by the name of all the characters are addressing each other with the names of the actors who play their parts. And it's kind of an amazing thing. And I don't think they're getting a third season. I think the show got a scrub. But I think you could do that. And I think it would be kind of amazing. And I think it would make the multiverse more comprehensible to noobs.
Okay. I don't think they're going to do it.
I don't either. But if you would have told me 3 weeks ago that they were going to bring the other Quicksilver in, I probably would have given you the same eyebrow raise.
So why does that blow your mind so much? That's what I don't get.
Because I didn't think that it was going to happen until Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
All right.
I was pleasantly surprised. Almost as surprised as I was to see Cliff Lampy in this article about Wall Street bets.
Really? Look at Cliff Lampy.
Isn't that kind of Cliff Lampy-esque?
That's not Cliff Lampy.
Yeah, but if you look sort of sideways at it, it's Cliff Lampy.
Yes.
What did GME end up down to?
Oh, I don't know.
They were down under 50 or something like by Friday.
Let's see. They're at 47.30. So
Still way more than they were.
yeah, they are.
So let's see. There's like 4 episodes of WandaVision left.
Yeah. So, the other thing that happened in that episode is when Rambeau got her X-ray back,
Yep.
it was filled with energy, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't.
she overexposed X-rays.
She overexposed the X-ray sensor.
But they announced that
that's
casting.
very photon. That's very photon.
They announced that casting already, so there's no. I wish they wouldn't do that. I think that. There's only so many people who can be the bad guy at this point in the show.
Yeah. Calling that the other woman Agnes, it's like, okay, we get it. It's
Yeah. So basically, the only people who could be the bad guys, you can pull any of the neighbors out who hasn't broken. So what is it? Dottie, Emma Caulfield, and Agnes. Yeah. But is it Elizabeth Hahn? Is that who the actress is who plays Agnes? Yeah. She's awesome, and she's a great character. She could be a bad guy, a big bad guy. But so could they could flip Hayward. What's his name? The guy who's running Sword. They could flip him too, right? Because Sword could theoretically be pulling Wanda's strings, or this could one of the things. So we know there's 3 weeks. 3 weeks has gone by since the snap, or since since Portals. Yeah. So what they managed to get like a whole base set up outside of Wanda's hex. So that's a powerful organization, and maybe they had a head start because they were involved somehow. So he could be a bad guy. I think it's one of those two, or maybe both. Anyway, that's my theory.
You don't think that it's just a simple psychotic break on her part?
I don't.
That is the bad guy?
No, I don't. I think that somebody's taking advantage of the psychotic break to use her, because I don't think that they would just flip a bad character evil like that.
Or a good character evil, you mean?
Or a mediocre character. I mean, she used to be bad, right?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, now you sound like Hayward.
There you go. No, I feel like this episode has really delivered on what this can do, and this only makes me double down on what I've been saying about TV shows in general, these streaming shows. You can tell a cool 10-episode story arc and then walk away.
Well, I guess we'll see if they do.
You don't need to make 7 seasons of The Flash, because guess what? Only one of those seasons are going to be good.
But that's how they figured out how to make money doing them.
Yes. It turns out there's money to be made on the internet.
But I guess
Streaming.
that's the difference between the CW, which monetizes based on minutes viewed, and Disney Plus, which monetizes based on an annual subscription. If you have 2 episodes of must-see TV a month on Disney Plus, you renew Disney Plus. If you watch, and that's your upper bounds for money, right? Is you subscribe to the service, and